President Barack Obama, he had 30 of the same suits. Why? Why do you think? 30 of the same exact suits. I don't understand why we have to psychoanalyze everything we do. I feel we waste so much time in trying to figure out, I'm like this today because of this, this, and this. Sometimes I have found there's no clear reason why. There's nothing to make sense of. Even sometimes when people try to assess, like, why does this person treat me this way? Why that? What did I do? Why this? Sometimes there are reasons. And sometimes that person's just, there's nothing to analyze. There's nothing to figure out. There's nothing to dive deep on. That person, you just happen to fall in an, and that's okay. Let's move on. So there's moments where that exists too, but I feel like we try so hard to figure it out that we do more damage. And, your brain is like a bathtub. Your cognitive load is like a bathtub. Think of this as a bathtub. If you have a bathtub, the bathtub can only hold so much water. If you keep putting water in the bathtub, right, it's going to overflow. That's your cognitive load. So if I have my cognitive load, my bathtub, and I keep putting water, it's going to overflow. It's the same thing when you put stuff in there. I'm going to add more stuff and more stuff and more stuff. Your cognitive load is overflowing. It's maxed. You're inefficient. You're sloppy. You're not getting things done right. If you are, you're just barely getting there. You're everywhere. You're stressed out. You're frazzled because you're maxed out. You're beyond maxed out. So everything I do, and I will tell you, I learned this from watching presidents, I keep my load light. My bathtub only holds the water it needs to hold in. So it protects you from overextending yourself, stressing yourself, and it also keeps you from making bad decisions. You make good decisions. There's something called decision fatigue, where the more stuff I add, we think the busier I am, the better I am. I'm moving, I'm hustling, I'm doing all this stuff. Look how maxed out I am. Just because you're busy, it doesn't mean you're being productive. Those two things are not synonymous. So often people think leaders keep adding. No, you know what good leaders do? And this is what, again, I've learned. They take out of that bathtub. They take out. What can I do less of so I can be exceptional at the other things I do? Really great example. This is public knowledge, so I can share it. President Barack Obama, he had 30 of the same suits. Why? Why do you think? 30 of the same exact suits.
So he didn't have to make so many decisions every day?
Yeah. He didn't want to sit and figure out what he's going to wear. It's a decision he didn't have to make. That keeps his bathtub light. Think about all the decisions he had to make every single day. I want a light bathtub. Boop, take that thing out. Lighten your bathtub. So when you're overthinking and overanalyzing and trying to process all this stuff, you are maxing out that bathtub. So how can you perform? You don't have infinite resources. You do not have an infinite cognitive load, and you do not have an infinite emotional load. Don't keep adding. Your job is to take out so that the things you do exceptionally well. And you're much more emotionally stable.